So Nate Dogg's son sat down for an interview, and during that conversation, he dropped a heavy claim. He revealed that Nate Dogg's brother and mother are accusing Snoop Dogg of allegedly taking, hiding, and withholding parts of Nate's business and legacy from them. That accusation alone shook things up and instantly put a spotlight on old relationships and unresolved tension. Nate Dogg passed away in 2011 after complications from a stroke, but he left behind a serious catalog that most artists would kill for. He spent most of his career signed to death row, locked in his status as a West Coast legend, and still found major success in the mainstream lane. He had a #1 song with 50 Cent, 3 top 10 hits, and 18 records on the Billboard Hot 100, which is real money and long-term value. On paper, that catalog should have kept the family eating comfortably for years after his passing. But according to Nate Dogg's family, things have been anything but smooth, with non-stop issues around profiting and monetizing his estate due to drama both inside the family and beyond their control.
No, I seen 2 different interviews, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I seen an interview with you on No Jumper, and it said you had Nate had 4 kids. But then when we keep reading, we keep seeing it's 9.
Yeah,
so I don't know what's what.
It's about 9 of us.
Okay, so it's 9 of you guys, and all of you guys are somewhat attached to that trust.
Right.
Is that why they tried to put a person in charge of that?
Right, and let me, also take it a little deeper, right? Like, we don't all agree, and I've tried to get everybody to agree. And when everybody don't agree, then everybody got attorneys. You know what the result is.
Everybody wasting money.
You feel me? Then we go into mediation, and it's So, but right now it's like we got the LOC, right, or we got that in place, but still. Now we all have to pitch a manager to control the LLC, or who we feel like is best, the person for the job. And we're letting someone from the court, pretty much decide who they feel would be the best person out of everyone that we pitch.
The biggest problem starts at home because Nate Dogg left behind 9 kids. Trust is shaky, lines are blurred, and everybody wants a claim to the estate. Let Nate Dogg's story be a real lesson for people watching from the outside. A simple Google search shows exactly why outsiders were able to slide in, grab control, and slowly split the family apart. When there's confusion and no clear structure, it opens the door for problems to stack up fast. At one point, the situation got so messy that a court had to step in and appoint someone to make decisions because the family couldn't agree on anything. Everybody was moving in survival mode, watching their own back and fending for themselves instead of working together. That lack of unity made everything 10 times worse. Nate Dogg had multiple children with different mothers, and that added another heavy layer to the chaos. Several baby mothers began filing child support claims directly against the estate, each one trying to secure their share. His wife, at the time, LaToya Calvin, was left trying to defend her position while claims kept piling up. Shaw Williams reportedly filed for over $300,000 in child support, while Amina Norris and Rhoda Moyne also filed their own claims against the estate. Meanwhile, the estate was trying to bring structure, tie up loose ends, and track down where the money was actually going. Every step forward felt like 2 steps back.
Why can't you be that?
I look close. So I pitched my sister, right? Because my sister, she got a degree in music, and she got a degree, in
like
business.
I like that.
And because I don't want, everybody or anybody.
Well, if she got the information and she got a degree,
exactly.
she did all. I'm with that.
But like I said, it's 2 different sides. So a couple people, they didn't agree with that, and once they don't, everyone has to agree. Pretty much.
Split up into ninths? Like I own 1 ninth, and then another kid own 1.
We own however much breaks down into our share, aside from what the mother or the wife got type.
So LaToya.
Okay.
Is LaToya still bringing?
No, LaToya, she's got an attorney. Her attorney show up, and this is what they standing on. Which is a part of the other side, and some people have sided with her.
So now the estate is pulling in money, but so do they just divide it up?
And then distribute it. Of course, the the people that's controlling it, they take their cut, and you know they answering calls, dog.
Listen,
$250 an hour.
Listen,
you hear me?
They killing
Hey
y'all.
man, I know. I'm looking at. I'm probably the only one, and it's 9 of us. I'm the only one that sit back. I got this shit in my living room right now on my table. I can just pick this up, and I'm seeing everything we being charged for, and it's crazy.
Oh no, it's maddening.
It's crazy. Like it's something.
To be honest, the
I don't
whole
think
point
they
of those things is to suck every dime
for sure.
out of it and actually bankrupt it and move on.
Right.
There's movies.
The only thing
TV
that's saving
shows.
us is what we not playing with, but what we dealing with. It's literally, you know, and that's what allowed me to see, like, you know, like it's still like, you feel me? But I said it a long time ago, we milking the accounts. All that's going on is the accounts is being milked.
That's all they do.
It's not in a music manager's hands. He's not thinking of nothing creatively to continue anything.
Right.
He's just sitting there, milking it, answering the phone. This is how much that costs. This is what's coming in from music that we know of, because it's shit that we not collecting from, by the way. A lot of shit we ain't collecting. So that's why the first step, let's just take this from here, put it to the LLC.
So have you ever, and we not.
As money trails started to surface, tensions exploded, with people stepping in saying, nah, hold on, and demanding a court-appointed manager because they wanted guarantees they'd get paid. Trust was non-existent, with fears that the wife, the kids, or managers linked to them wouldn't act fair. With the family disorganized and divided, it became way too easy for outsiders to step in, get involved, and walk away with control of certain pieces. And now, guess what? The whole situation is a straight-up mess. Nothing is structured, and nothing is getting done at all. The longer this drags out, the more money is bound to disappear, because time is not on their side here. Every delay just makes the hole deeper. On top of that, legal fees start piling up fast, and lawyers always get paid first. Even if some of them move like it's pro bono, once a check shows up, they taking their cut immediately. By the time the family actually sees any real money, there might be nothing left because the legal costs already chewed it all up. Even listening to his explanation, he sounds like part of the problem too. If the goal was fairness, nobody would be pushing for his sister to run everything. He's suggesting that his sister, who is also one of the kids and has a direct claim to the estate, should be in charge of all decisions. That means she'd naturally look out for her own interests and her mother's interests, not the other baby mothers. So of course people said no, and that reaction wasn't surprising at all.
Right. There's a report that you have 500 Nate Dogg's songs.
Yeah, there was a report that Snoop had that.
Yeah?
There was something out that Snoop had my pop's masters, but masters can contain a lot of things. That's the thing. I just put a number on it in that interview. That was like another interview where I put a number on it. But there is something going on. There's a feud right now, and I'll be the one to say it because it's my family, and it's like, and I'm who I am, and some shit went down at a show, you feel me, recently, and it's like, you know, I feel comfortable sharing and speaking on it. But supposedly Snoop, you know, got the okay from my grandma to go to her house and get my pop's masters. She, you know, pretty much showed him where the masters were, however this occurred, and he left with the masters. My uncle, when my daddy got sick, my uncle placed the masters at my grandma's house.
Gotcha.
He wasn't aware that Snoop went to my grandma's house and got the masters. And I'm only repeating what my uncle is like riding on. Like, and when I say riding on, like, me and him just got into a big feud at Warren G's show recently, like in front of a lot of people, and it was like embarrassing almost. And I want to get this off because we ain't talked since. And this is something that I'm speaking on as to, you know, like shit that's affecting me on some, like, man, this shit kind of whack, you know, like.
From the outside, a more logical move would have been to put Nate Dogg's mother fully in charge so things stayed neutral and respected across the board. Instead, the proposal just made the divide even worse. That's when the conversation shifts to unreleased music, masters, and unfinished business. This is where Snoop Dogg's name comes into the picture. The interviewer asks him, "Hey, I heard there's like 500 unreleased Nate Dogg songs with other artists like Eminem, Warren G, and more that could still be released and make serious money. And that question changes the entire tone instantly. So he starts breaking this down, and then he smoothly shifts all the attention toward Snoop Dogg. You can tell he's still trying to protect that relationship, so he makes a slick move. He puts the accusations out there, then quickly says it's really his grandma and his uncle making those claims, not him directly. But once you say it publicly, it's on you too, no matter how you frame it. You can't throw it out there and then act surprised when people react. That's where things start getting shaky. What's wild is that he doesn't seem to understand why his uncle would be mad or why there's tension with the family. From their perspective, it looks crazy. The grandma is telling him, Snoop Dogg came to the house and took it, while the uncle is saying, I know exactly where I left it at grandma's house.
Because I don't know what's what, but I'm just sharing what's out there and what's what I'm being told. And what Snoop has always told me is, you know, he don't got it and he don't know, and he would never do something like that. But my thing is, it's like, I at least would want to know, like, you do got it and it's safe, maybe, you know? Because my uncle was over here, like, wilding, like, ready to, like, nigga, like, and he my uncle got, alcoholic, nigga got a drinking problem, but the nigga get drunk and be ready to risk it all over this shit. You feel me? So it's like nigga, for real, you know. And so yeah, he left with him. My uncle put the masters there, and it's like, it's just an ongoing feud right now.
So you
and
don't
it kind of
really
placed me in the middle.
So you don't really know where the masters are.
Nah, but I know that he said that he placed them there, and I don't believe he lying.
And your grandmother told you?
I ain't talked to my grandma about it, but for some reason, I assume that my grandma is riding with my uncle. But it's like my grandma hasn't, like, you know, like, I mean, at least not publicly, but she not like that. She very, you know, church lady, you know, raised all her kids in the church. So whatever he's probably saying is for sure coming from, you know, mama in the house.
Okay, so we don't even know if Snoop got it or not.
Nah. And I don't want to say that he do.
Right.
But I do want to say that this is something that's going on.
That's what they saying.
Within the family, yeah, and that's what they saying. And I reached out to Snoop many times where I probably was mad and just went off on him or something. You feel me? And he, you know, he straight up would tell me, like, man, like, I don't know what you talking about. Like, you feel me? And always gave me that love. You feel me? As far as, like, you know, I don't know what you talking about. You know, but it's to a point where, you know, my uncle is standing on this, and you know, and I separated kind of myself from my uncle in this situation, but this is why I'm saying I want to, you know, I'm just getting it off here because I probably, you know, you asked me the question and this is the truth behind that, you know, as far as really where some masters would be. And we're not saying like Snoop got everything. There's shit that Warren G got that we heard, or there's shit that other people got. It's never, I never moved on something because we don't have nowhere to take it, honestly. And until we didn't have the business right with the estate and moving that and getting that right, then it's never nothing that I really wanted to step on, or like, what we gonna do that for? What we gonna get some money for, like, to pay the estate?
Right.
You know, but it's a lot of shit that's good to know, because honestly, my business is in order to where if somebody gonna have to answer once that shit get to the LLC. We gonna start sending, you know, certain things out to where it's like, we gonna at least need a proper answer as to if you got something or if you don't. You know, no matter who it is. I'm not saying that that's what's going, you know, no matter who it is.
Then he calls Snoop, and Snoop tells him, nah, I wouldn't do that. And instead of pressing the issue, he goes public defending Snoop. That move alone puts him directly against his own family in the public eye. So of course, the uncle is heated and going off on him. Of course there's fallout because it looks like he's choosing an outside relationship over holding it down for the family. From their view, he's not standing with them when it matters most. The uncle is basically saying, yo bro, I know exactly where I put the masters, and that's the part people can't ignore. Once that's said out loud, the trust cracks even more, and the situation gets uglier by the minute. The uncle is saying, I know exactly where I put the songs, and the grandma is saying, yeah baby, the stuff was right here, and then Snoop came and got it. At the same time, the son is sitting there like, nah man, I don't know if that really happened. Even during the interview, he keeps saying he's unsure and doesn't want to point the finger. He keeps repeating, "I don't know if Snoop did it," and reminding everyone that him and Snoop are still cool. And yeah, no surprise there. He's clearly trying to keep that relationship intact while the family is standing on something completely different. Now look, I'm not saying Snoop actually did it because none of us were there. There's no way for anyone outside that house to know for sure. But if your grandma is standing 10 toes down on her story, you're supposed to be the voice of the family and ride with her, right or wrong. That's your grandma, the one who goes to church every Sunday, the one who's not known for playing games or making stuff up. From that angle, it's hard for people to believe she's just lying on someone's name like that. Something doesn't add up. Now maybe there's confusion. Maybe she mixed people up. Maybe someone else came through and she thought it was Snoop. Maybe she saw Daz Dillinger and assumed it was Snoop Dogg. That could be a possibility. But one thing feels clear to a lot of people watching this unfold. Grandma doesn't seem like she's making things up for no reason. Somebody took those songs, and that's the part that keeps this whole situation uncomfortable and unresolved. And that's where things really start getting uncomfortable, because now nobody knows who to believe, but everybody knows something is missing. The family feels played, the son feels stuck in the middle, and the clock keeps ticking while the money stays tied up. Every day this drags on, the legacy gets messier. At this point, it's not even just about blame anymore. It's about control and silence. The family wants answers. The son wants peace, and certain relationships feel protected at all costs. That's a dangerous mix when money, masters, and legacy are on the line. What makes it worse is that unreleased music and masters don't just disappear on their own. Somebody had access, somebody had leverage, and somebody knew exactly where things were stored. That's why the family can't just let it go and move on like nothing happened. Instead of clarity, the situation keeps getting brushed off with "I don't know" and "maybe," while the estate stays frozen and the tension keeps building. From the outside looking in, it feels like the truth is being danced around instead of confronted head on. And until someone actually steps up, lays everything out, and puts family first over friendships, this situation is only going to get uglier. Because once trust is broken inside a family, especially over money and legacy, it's almost impossible to put back together. I honestly think somebody came and took those songs and nobody spoke up when it mattered. That's the part that makes this whole situation feel grimy. Watching what's happening to Nate Dogg's legacy right now is a straight up shame. No matter how anyone feels about Nate Dogg's son, Nate Dogg himself is a certified legend, period. His voice, his catalog, his impact on West Coast music can't be questioned by anybody. That legacy deserves respect, structure, and protection. Now, as for his son, people already know I don't rock with his moves at all. While real people in LA were dealing with fires, losing power, and watching firefighters risk their lives, he was outside filming music videos, trying to chase attention. That rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and it says a lot about priorities. Firefighters were literally running toward danger, and he was out there trying to turn chaos into clout. So yeah, I don't agree with his actions one bit. But even with all that said, what's happening to Nate Dogg's music and legacy is still not right at all. This situation goes way beyond personal feelings, because a legend's work shouldn't be disappearing or tied up in chaos like this. That catalog means something to the culture, not just the family. Now, I want to hear from y'all in the comments. What do you think is really going on here? Do you believe Snoop Dogg had anything to do with this? Or do you think someone else stepped in and took advantage of the confusion? Before you dip, make sure you subscribe to Dripzine, like this video, share it, and drop your thoughts in the comment section. If you want to help a small content creator grow, hit that hype this video button too. I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with the channel. Thank you.